I don't really want to talk about this, but I think I should. So, hi everyone. I'm today I want to tell you about my biggest regret. Hi everyone. Today I'm going to tell you how I got back into drawings after years of being in a creative rut, and this is really my biggest regret. So, my biggest regret is that I stopped drawing for several years, 7 to be exact, and my creativity is really something I wish I would have prioritized more. And how did I get back into drawing after all these years? Because maybe you're in the same situation. Keep on watching and I'll let you know. But as I will recount my story, I'll put some b-roll of me drawing on my iPad. So just enjoy the soothing sound of my voice and watch my beautiful drawing process. And yeah, I promise you, it's gonna be fun. But if you haven't yet, please like, subscribe. It really helps a small channels like mine. And if you want a 30-day trial free on Skillshare, use my link in the video description below. When I was young, I really didn't get into much trouble because all I needed was a large piece of paper and a box of crayon to keep me busy. Also, a sketchbook and some crayons were really a cheap hobby to fund, so my mom was really happy to take me to the dollar store, and for less than $5, she can keep me quiet for the whole afternoon. But this excitement of having a kid that's quite tame and would draw on the floor for the whole afternoon quickly changed when my parents thought that there was no future for a kid to be creative. And I think they were wrong because I was quite entrepreneurial already at that age. In elementary school, I was trading Kinder Surprise chocolates and toys by drawing in my classmates' notebooks. I then studied medical illustration at the University of Toronto, where I love this multidisciplinary program because it was really a nice marriage between science and art. And my parents were also super happy because they actually thought I was one step closer of being a doctor. But to their disappointment, having the term medical art is far from being a doctor. So, right after graduating as a medical illustrator, I entered the workforce. And after school, I worked as a graphic designer for a medical advertising firm. And I thought my life was set because this was my first job after graduating, and I was super happy to be in the creative field. And entering the workforce as a young artist was not easy for me because I think, as many artists, we are very connected to our work, and I wasn't ready to take some of the criticism from clients. I took it really to heart. So I don't think I had the maturity back then to really detach myself from the business aspect. Unfortunately, I think these years of being unhappy working in the industry made me stop drawing altogether. I felt no more joy creating for other people, and I I also did not focus on any personal art project because at the end of the day, I was so exhausted of moving pixel right, left, and center for clients. So I decided to do a career change. I moved into the client side, as we call it, to work for different pharmaceutical companies specializing in marketing and communication because I was good at it and I'm still good at it. And I honestly love all of my workplaces, my coworkers. I was working in the corporate world, and I made a lot of friends and really meaningful connection. And I know that sounds like a nice path to take. There's really nothing to complain. I just felt that something in me was missing. All right, so that's a summary of my few years of work experience after graduating. Eventually, in my late 20s, I think I got a little bit depressed. I used to fit the motto of play hard and party hard. So I went out and I drank a lot and I hung out with people that maybe not, they did not have my best interests at heart. And yeah, there was a void, and And you might think, what is this guy ranting about? But this is related to not drawing, I promise. I think that being that creative kid was such a huge part of me. And by neglecting part of this identity that was so important, I mean, like, I was the creative, weird, social artist in high school and in elementary school. I also started to accept people and situations in my life that were not beneficial to my mental and physical well being because I was not being true to myself. And I was lucky. I had an opportunity to move to Denmark, from Canada to Denmark, to work and to press the reset button to a brand new start. So this is where the rebirth starts. So I'm also a big believer that everybody needs to get out of their comfort zone. And moving to a whole new city for me, that was my reset button. I moved from Toronto to Copenhagen. I started a new job in a new country. I made friends quite easily, so I was quite happy. And I was in a relationship with myself. I was healing. I mean, Denmark has the best, one of the best work, if not the best, work-life balance in the world. And I think after a year of being in Copenhagen, I met my current partner while visiting Stockholm on one random weekend. So we're now living together. That started from the pandemic. I was in Stockholm and now we live together in Copenhagen ever since. And so my partner being part of an indie electronica band, um, there's a Spotify links in the bio if you're interested to hear more about his music. For me, it was really good to be with another creative person. In our relationship, there was a few green flags that I remember made me feel safe, and I slowly started getting out of my comfort zone. And I told him I really want to start writing and documenting some stuff on Medium, and he encouraged me to do so. So, pressing that publish button and showing myself to the world is something that's very scary. And I mean, like, I know because now it was very gradual, and now I'm posting videos on YouTube. And then I told him that I want to start drawing some Christmas cards for friends and family. So we went to the art store together. And every time I would go to an art shop, I'm like a kid in a candy shop. I would look at sketchbooks, markers, brushes for a really, really long time. And he is so patient. I wouldn't have because he had no real interest for that. So he was so patient to just allow me to take my time and to look at all the stationery. So I would slowly start to doodle again, and he would always let me know that it was really cool to see me draw. And I think after a few weeks, I bought my iPad, I downloaded Procreate, and I started drawing again. But I think drawing more seriously. And my drawing ambition just snowballed after all these years. I then launched my Instagram page for my art, and then I published my first class on Skillshare, and I've been a top teacher ever since. What I'm trying to say is that surrounding yourself with people that will encourage your creative endeavor is super important. I'm just lucky it was my partner. And how did I get out of my creative rut then? Well, if you're drowning because of work, numbing yourself with alcohol, and surrounding yourself with naysayers, you will not be able to become your best self, yet alone your true self. So myself is being an artist, and I know that. And I think that changing my environment and surrounding myself with the right people really allow for my inner child to naturally resurface and to heal. So what I've learned from that creative route and overcoming it is to remove the negative people, and to create a safe environment for yourself, and to really prioritize your mental health and physical well-being, exercising, eating well. I know it sounds silly, but I promise you everything is all related. And it wasn't as scary as I thought to get back into drawing. It really came so naturally, even if I stopped for several years. And if you watch this video until the end, I know that you are an artist at heart, and that getting back to drawing will come naturally to you too. So I urge you, if you feel like drawing again, dedicate 5 minutes a day and just do it. And thanks for listening to my story till the end. And please do follow if you want to see more of my art or listen to my lo-fi playlist. I'll see you next time. Stay creative.